did you hear Henry Paler calling me a wild Irishman? Brother Henry is a dear friend, former business partner. Over the years, I've heard a lot of his stories and his sayings, and they always bring a smile to my face. There is no contention among neighbors in a cemetery. We who reside in this cemetery are pleased you folks are here to take part in Henderson Heritage Days and the activities of that celebration. It brings back many memories. I'll tell you briefly about a few of them. I became a Freemason in Henderson Lodge number 80. It doesn't seem that long ago to me. I was initiated in February of 1870. For various reasons, I didn't receive my second degree until a year later. I received my third degree later that same year, December 9th, 1871. My son Ernest became a Master Mason in Henderson Lodge 2. That was in 1884. He was a Master of the Lodge 6 times. He was good at it. I was born in Ireland on December 23rd, 1827. My dear friend and brother Henry Paler was right about my Irish origin. Everyone comes from somewhere, and it was my good fortune to come from Ireland. It was my further good fortune to emigrate to America and to Minnesota. I arrived in Minnesota in 1853. In 1857, I married my lovely wife, Susan S. Seegers. Our son Ernest had 7 sisters. Lucky boy. His sister can take some credit for the good man he grew up to be. In 1859, Susan and I built a home. Our growing family dictated that we add on to our home, which with 8 kids we did several times. In the autumn of 1892, we purchased our winter home in St. Paul. This is where I passed in February of 1893. My wife and I were familiar with St. Paul because my first term as senator began in 1882. So for a number of years we traveled between Henderson and our state capital. Brother Henry told you about us starting the Pacific Elevator Company. It grew deep roots in Minneapolis as a grain company. I will add that I had another elevator here in Henderson, which was operated by horsepower. The original horsepower, a horse-driven treadmill. That horse made the machinery work. We used horses until the autumn of 1873. It was then that we switched over to steam power. My Masonic brother, Judge J.B. Kirby, organized and directed my funeral. You'll be stopping at his monument right over here. And I want to tell you I have some fond memories of him. The funeral was said to be the largest gathering of Freemasons ever to come to Brown Cemetery. Freemasons from the lodges in Le Sueur, St. Peter, Mankato, Belle Plaine, Shakopee, Glencoe, Bird Island, and the counties of Carver, Hennepin, and Ramsey. We're all here on a very cold and blustery day in February. In all, there were about 700 Masons and friends here to attend my funeral services, many more than I could have ever imagined. My obituary later said, "We must say this much, that although funerals are difficult to manage, this one came off smoothly without any annoying breaks." My brother J.B. Kirby did a fine job. Today there is once again a large assembly of brothers and others here in this cemetery. We give you one and all a heartfelt thank you. Your kind act of coming and giving honor to us, long gone perhaps, but nicely remembered, is appreciated. This Henderson Day tribute will be long remembered. Indeed, I can say that all here in this rather vast Brown Cemetery truly appreciate you being here for this homage to the Civil War era soldiers pioneers, and Freemasons. We appreciate you and your attendance very much. End of that, but speaking as a Grand Lodge representative of the ancient, free, and accepted Masons in Minnesota, I'd like to end this short talk by mentioning a couple of things to you. I set a Masonic apron out here for those who maybe aren't familiar with Freemasonry. All Masons have an apron similar to that. We're all given a plain white leather apron, lambskin apron when we're made Masons in our first degree, and some, when they become officers, get some decorations on them, and that happens to be the one I currently have. But I thought I'd put it out there. The reason we wear aprons is that we, as a fraternity, sprang from the stonemasons of long ago, centuries ago. And Freemasonry is a fraternity of men that honors labor. And laboring Freemasons wear aprons to protect their clothing and so forth, and we do that with our aprons today to honor them. The other thing I wanted to mention, and it fell down, is the evergreen. And the evergreen has long been thought of in many places as a symbol of the immortality of the soul. And with tender memory, I'd like to leave this with our brother. I'll continue by saying that I hope you enjoy the remainder of the tour and the remainder of Henderson Heritage Days for 2011. It's a commemoration for those, I'm sure everybody knows, but for those who don't, it's a commemoration of the beginning, the 150th anniversary of the beginning of the Civil War. So, thank you very much.